Yeah, so yeah, we can start, I guess.
Okay, so do you have any topics to start?
I think you should start by discussing what we left off last time about what is the book called Outlive or something.
Yes, yes. So, okay, let me just open the book in my phone. Okay, so I was talking about the book. So, uh, so basically, in it has two. It has three. Means the book is divided into three main sections. Okay, so the part one is more is the introduction. So where he talks about medicine 2.0 versus 3.0 and those kind of things, and his own history of about his medical journey, how he started and everything. So that was part one, and yes, and towards the end of part one, he also discusses about how or what is the flow of this book, what are the contents of this book. Then in the part two, he starts the main topics of the book. Are you able to listen to me?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. So in part two, he talks about the four main diseases, so which he calls as the Four Horsemen diseases. So those four diseases are uh, diabetes, uh, cancer, and then the third is neurodegenerative diseases, which are
like
uh,
Alzheimer's.
yes, Alzheimer's is the third, and the fourth is heart disease. These are the four diseases. These are the means top four causes of death in older people or in any not just older people, in humans in general.
So what
So he says
this four diseases are like what is called horseman diseases.
that's horseman diseases. It's like the big four diseases. So
Okay.
these are the primary cause of death in humans. And yes,
Hypertension
and
does not
in
come into this consideration.
yes, he didn't mention hypertension. So does things like heart disease, does it cause,
Yeah,
is it
maybe
related to
yeah.
hypertension? Maybe somewhat related to heart,
Yeah.
maybe. So yeah, these are the big four diseases, and he goes on to say that there in part two in total has one, two, three, four, five, about I would say 6 or 7 chapters are there in part two, and through each and every chapter he goes into details. So I haven't so far. I've only listened to the I would say yes the first 2 or 3 chapters. Even there he doesn't go too much into details about uh, the diseases. Mostly goes into first of all he starts the second part with centenarians, the people who live more than 100 years old, and he goes on to say that it has things to do with genetics. So it's not that they have done something extraordinary. It is a combination of genetics and the kind of environment they have lived. So they are not these people do not live in very modern environments like we do. So their lifestyle is very simple, and that is not the only factor. They also have certain genetical components which enables them to live longer. By in specific, he tells about this four horsemen diseases as compared to the normal gen population. They means the symptoms of those diseases in those centenarians start means they are delayed by more than decades. So the symptoms that someone sees in their 50s, they see in their 70s. So that's why they live longer. So
What
somehow in
this
the
Sentinelian people are, I mean, aren't they some
uh,
tribe in Africa or something?
no, it's not in. I think some there are Japanese people out there,
Sentinel?
and maybe yes, centenarian means people who live more than the above the age of hundreds.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought it was some tribe.
No, it's like centurion,
Oh,
centenarian. So
okay, okay.
anyone who lives above the age of 100 is called a centenarian. So,
So it's not some particular group of people. It can
right,
be any race,
anyone.
any background.
Yes, yes, can be any background. So there he talks about this four, and so far I just listened to I think so about 2 chapters from part 2, and I didn't go into the details of the other chapters because it was I want to just skip into part 3 because yes, it's important to understand the details of each and every diseases, but I just skipped to part 3 because I thought that I'll listen to it later because part 3 is all about the 5 ways in which you can practically do things which can actually improve your health or longevity. Not just he doesn't just talk about longevity. It is also about health span as well, not just lifespan. Improving your life, increasing your lifespan. More importantly, it's about increasing your health span. So that's what he
What is
talks
it?
about.
What does health span mean?
Health span means living healthier. It's that is what the main
Uh,
definition. He
so
actually gives
not
a
just being alive for the sake of
yes,
being alive, and being healthy
yes,
while being alive.
yes. He also gives a, means, some mythical story that some one Greek person he asked a Greek god that I want to be immortal, so and to have an infinite life. So God has granted him infinite life, but he forgot to ask about health span. So he continuously degrades and like he's rotting. He's rotting alive. That's what happened to him because he is just getting older and older and older, but he didn't die. So I mean, see, that's a metaphor of saying that living longer is not sufficient. You also have to have a good health span along with your long life. Otherwise, it will just be some kind of a living hell for you. So I'll just talk about the part 3 in what part 3 says. So in part 3, he talks about the 4 ways in which actually there are 5 ways that through which we can tackle this situation. Those are food, exercise, uh, the third is sleep, and the fourth is emotional health. That is what he says. Emotional, and the fifth is supplements. Supplement. So the first 4 are called endogenous factors, and the fifth one is called exogenous factors. So I think it is quite self-explanatory by the definition. Endo means inside, which you can control on your own. So that means you don't have to take anything external, which but in case of supplements, it is some external interventions every day. So that's what it is. And so far, talking about exercise, I just listened to one chapter on exercise where he talks about the uh, 5 factors of exercise, which are strength, stability, uh, cardio, cardiovascular capacity, and VO2 max. So VO2 max is also a part of cardiovascular, but he divided cardiovascular abilities into 2 parts. One is doing steady state things, and moderate intensity, low to moderate intensity things for longer period versus doing a very high amount of activity for a short period of time, which is
So what is VO2 max? Is it like storing oxygen in the muscles or something like that?
yes, it's something like that. I forgot the technical definition, but it is about how efficiently or how much oxygen or some it is something to do with the oxygen intake capability of a human. The more you have, the better, the healthier or the fitter you are. So that's what it is. So the whole actual technical term, I am not sure about definition. So these are the uh,
And
four.
what about food then?
Huh?
What about food?
Yes, first is strength, second stability, third is cardiovascular for low to moderate intensity, and the fourth is VO2 max. These are the 4 things. Did he
But
mention
food
any fifth?
didn't. What kind of food and all?
Yes, the food part. There are actually 4 chapters on exercise. So after listening to first chapter of exercise, I skipped to the first chapter of nutrition. So during the beginning of nutrition, he says that nutrition is the most least researched topic among all the other things, or at least as not among all the other things, at least as compared to exercise. food and nutrition is much more complex.
Okay.
He even compared that the there means we as humans have more knowledge about quantum physics than nutrition science. That means more has been done on quantum physics. There are more researchers working on it than nutrition science. So this is a very understudied area of study scientifically. So that is how he begins with. And but as and also he talks about that there are different kinds of methodologies like paleo and all of those things. So he says that during the beginning of his career, he also talked a lot about different kinds of these kind of eating strategies, paleo, carnivore diet, all of those things. But
Yeah.
right now, he says that now he has given up on all of those things. But the way he thinks is through the point of he gives the term nutritional biochemistry. So it is sort of thinking. It is sort of a first principles kind of thinking. It should be means what he says that there are no means generic way of uh, saying that this kind of diet is a perfect diet. So it is unique to every individual. So every individual must do his or her own research, or at least work with someone who is a dietitian or has some knowledge about it, and then formulate their own nutritional plan. It's not generic in nature. So I haven't got into much details on this chapter, but the gist of the chapter is that it is very general, means individual in nature, and one has to do a certain level of experimentation, trial and error before they come to know what's the right diet for them. Um, so far this is what I have studied. Next there is sleep and emotional health, which I haven't got to right now.
We've not like read about the sleep and emotional health.
No, I haven't read in this book till now. But yes, in general, I've heard a lot that the importance of sleep in terms of health, how important it is. But through this book, what he has to say about sleep, I haven't heard of it. I haven't read it. So this is what I have read so far in the book.
Just interesting points.
And
We've not even read about the supplements.
no, I think so. He doesn't even have a chapter on supplements here. No, he
Does he
doesn't have a chapter.
mention does he mention supplements or not?
Yes, he mentioned in the beginning. He mentioned five. There are five things in about supplements. There means there are five ways where how we can take action, and supplements is one of them. But even there, he said that he is fairly knowledgeable in only three areas: exercise, nutrition, and sleep. Even in emotional health, he says that he is not very well versed. So he has written two chapters. Even the title of the chapters is "Work in Progress." Emotional health, where it is written "Work in Progress." So he admits that he is not highly knowledgeable in the area of emotional, how to tackle emotional health. But he still has two chapters. So when I read it, I'll get to know how his opinions are. Okay. So I want to show you
All
one
about
picture of a man. Uh,
yeah. Okay.
have you heard of a person named Brian Johnson? Johnson.
Brian Johnson. I'm not sure. That doesn't sound familiar.
Huh?
I'm not sure. I don't think I have heard of that.
So can you allow screen sharing?
I'm not sure about that person. I think you can share now.
Okay, just a minute. Uh, Okay, I'll show you his picture and you try to guess his age, how old he might be, and you might know that he is actually older than how he looks, but still you should just try to. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Can you see this face?
So he's older than how he looks.
Yes, a little bit older, not very old, but a little bit.
Is he like in
Uh,
his 70s?
huh?
Is he in his 70s?
No, he's not in his 70s. He's not that old.
Okay,
He's
so
somewhere around 47, 48, I'll say, as far as I know. It's somewhere around 47, 48. There's some other
is he also
pictures of.
some? Does he like work in this kind of industry or what? Or in the health industry or something?
Uh, yeah, he was an entrepreneur. Wait, I'll show. Yeah, these are the, he's an entrepreneur and VC, and uh, and then he has started a few companies before, and all of those things. The thing is, before he looked like that, he didn't always look like this. So earlier he looked like this. This was when he was, I think, so around the age of 35.
So what did he do?
He does a lot of things. He has a very big. Somewhere it's written that he spent 2 million to. I watched one video of his. I'll try to. Uh, this is another of his pictures. Well, sure. I watched this video where it is he has explained in details about the kind of things he does to uh,
Is it not like
safeguard.
artificial things or natural things only?
No, it's not natural. Most of it is, I think, so artificial, but it's not like hormones in anything. But I think so. He goes through a lot of procedures, but mostly it is not about. But one of the things that he mentioned, I'm not sure the exact kind of procedures he went through, but he has a lot of monitoring, means a lot of devices that monitors most of his, I would say, health data. Like I'm not, means a lot of parameters are being monitored, like heart rate and all
Does
the
all
other
of this
things.
also include cosmetic things?
It might be possible, might be possible. Cosmetic things might be possible, but he says the foundation is that. So one thing I've found common between him and the book that I'm reading, he says that they are these four fundamentals about. He actually talks about the only three: nutrition, sleep, and for what was the other one? Exercise. He also talks that there's no supplement or no pill that can substitute these three things. Like if your exercise or sleep and food habits are not good, you can't accept any supplements to compensate for it. So these are the foundation: sleep, exercise, and food. So only after you get these things right, the other things will come into play. So this is what it is. This is about, and it might see cosmetically. I don't know if he's taken any procedures, but I have some other videos that I watch. I've learned that the thing that gives humans wrinkles, there's a protein called collagen. that is responsible for the clear, means the young looking skin that humans have. Uh, as we get older, the amount of collagen starts decreasing,
Yeah.
and the wrinkles start forming. And I think so around the age of 25, 26, it's the quantity starts going down, and so I mean, the process starts from around the age of 25, 26, the reduction in the level of collagen in humans. So there are collagen supplements and all of those things. So maybe he takes all of those things, and yes, that might be possible. So I think so that is about it for this topic.
Have you tried BARD?
But yes, the next topic I was going to talk about the events of Google I/O.
Yeah.
So yes, after watching that, I have tried hard. So yes, it
How do
is
you,
very it is okay. Go ahead.
yeah, that is what I was about to ask. How do you feel like compared to other two chatbots?
What did you say?
How do you think? How do you think it compares to other two chatbots?
Uh, as compared to the Chat GPT,
Yeah.
to Bing
Being,
Chat GPT, uh, I think it is almost the same, at least for the basic things that I've searched so far.
yeah.
I didn't find much difference there. But as I think so, the Bing I sometimes find it he tries to act very over smart. The Bing AI.
Being,
Yes, the Chat GPT is very simple. Sometimes I try to give it a link and say summarize this article. It gives a beautiful summary. And
yeah.
sometimes when I give it to Bing AI, this is not mine. This is something and something excuse it tries to give. So
Yeah.
sometimes I just feel like just do what I'm saying. Don't try to be over smart. So you have to just write it in a different way. If I ask, can you summarize this? No, I can. This is again something like this. Yeah. On the other hand, when I just delete everything and just without can you summarize, I just tell him summarize this. Then he summarizes. So this is some kind of things
But
that he does.
this similar kind of thing I found in BARD also actually. I mean, I asked BARD about some. I forgot the actual topic, but it was some technical topic. So I first
Okay.
asked it to explain to it. So it give
Okay.
where I'm in some language model. I do not have all those things it wrote. Then I
Okay.
asked, can you really not explain to me? Like I asked it like a question. Then it replied, "Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can explain to you," and then it gave an explanation. So I don't know what the first thing was about.
Yes. So yeah. But
Plus, I
another
think
thing
the
that I've
difference is
noticed
that
here is that okay. Say
like the
what's the difference?
behind the scenes technology is separate for being in a BARD and the other two.
Yes.
Being
Yes.
and ChatGPT both are using GPT from OpenAI, but this BARD is
Uh,
Google's own Lambda. I guess
yes.
it's called Lambda model.
Yes. But they've also talked about Palm something, Palm 2. They've released something like that. So what is
Yeah,
Palm?
Palm. I'm not. I don't. It is some kind of language model only, but I don't know the technical details.
Okay. So
Last.
is it
Yeah.
different from Lambda?
Is it different from?
Lambda.
I guess it's some kind of upgrade from Lambda, most probably. That's
Okay. So because that is what they mentioned in
I just searched Lambda versus Palm and let me
okay. So what is it?
share this. Can you see the screen?
Uh, yes.
You can see it just saying Lambda is designed to be flexible and capable of generating text in a variety of contexts and styles. Palm is a language model developed by Google designed for large scale language generation tasks. So, I mean, both are same. They do the same thing only, but I don't know what the technical difference is. One is maybe more flexible or a higher complexity than the other.
Oh yes. It may yes maybe. Okay.
This lambda is the underlying main architecture, and Palm is based on lambda.
Okay. Okay.
Some technical terms. So I also did not. For last week I have not seen any like AI news and also I have to like search again all of these things.
Yes. Okay.
What other kind of announcement was made in Google? I have some
There.
devices. They
Yes. Device.
folding phone.
Yes. Yes. So I have. There's a whole event on YouTube. I watched the Bard section and the other. Can I share my screen here?
Yeah.
Yes. I'll show. Because I already watched. Not the other. Okay. Where is it? Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
So these are the things they have talked about. I only watch for the software part. I only watched the bar, the workspace, the other developers and everything. I didn't watch, and then I watched the hardware part, the Pixel 7a and the Pixel tablet. Because yes, the Pixel Fold, that video I haven't watched it, but I know that this is just like the Samsung's phone.
Yeah.
Uh, the tablet. Have you heard? Have you seen that tablet video?
I've seen like MKBHD's video on the tablet.
Okay.
So
It's
it is.
activated.
So I think so. Apart from Samsung, this is the only high-end Android laptop tablet available. I think so.
Tablet.
Yes,
I mean, this is not a high-end tablet really.
high-end
This
in the sense
this one costs
how
$400. I think so.
yes it is mentioned here. Yes, 499.
Yeah.
Undo.
Yes, 499. How much is it? 499. It is quite. Wait,
I want that.
it has to
It's
be
about 35,
60,
40,000, 60.
60,000. Yes. So it is for an Indian perspective, it is quite expensive.
Yeah,
As
that
compared
is
to the iPad Pro, it is almost twice as expensive. The iPad Pro.
iPad Pro. iPad
Yes,
Pro isn't it about 70, 80,000?
iPad Pro is no, I think so. It is about more than 1 lakh. The
The
12
iPad
inch.
Pro 12-inch one is 1 lakh. Then there are a few iPad Pro that is 70, 80,000
Yes,
also.
80,000. The
You can check open Apple website.
oh, how do I remove this part? Okay, yes.
Have you minimized the
Yes. Yes, the 11 inch is 78,000 or 67,000, something like this. The 12.9 inches, 1,19,000. Okay. And
but this
so I
is
was
but our meeting
yes.
will end in 10 minutes.
Okay, so you have anything to say? Any topic to talk about?
We can discuss one small article that I read.
Okay, we can talk about it. So will you share the screen?
Me,
Yes.
yeah, I can share it.
Okay. Okay.
Is it visible?
Yes.
It's like a very like a random article I found quite interesting. So basically, a study was done basically this study was done to explain, maybe it could explain near that experiences. Like a lot of would people who have been close to that would say they like to see flashes of lights and all those like
Yes. Yes.
those kind of experiences. So what could cause them? So basically, in this,
What
it's
does it?
not a very extensive study. There's a lot of drawbacks and all.
Okay.
But
What does it say?
what does it? Basically, they track the brain activities of comatose patients who were dying.
Hmm.
So right before they died,
Okay.
they basically recorded a huge surge of brain activity.
Okay.
So like even though they were comatose and all, the brain was very active as they were dying.
Okay.
So basically, that is what they're linking with near-death experiences. They're saying when the person is very close to death,
Okay.
there may be a lot of brain activity, which basically,
Might cause this.
yeah, I mean, they have like, mentioned some like technical kind of brain activities. What is this called?
EEG.
Kind of gamma activities in the brain. And
Okay.
this gamma, there are like kind of waves, right? Gamma, beta,
Yes.
alpha, and all that.
Theta. Yes.
So I don't know what gamma wave means. It maybe it has some significance in the study.
Okay.
My basic understanding is that since there is a huge surge of some kind of brain activity as they're dying, so
Okay.
maybe their brain is experiencing something
Hmm.
which the person, if for example, for some reason they come back to life or they survive that, they mistake
Yes.
that brain activity for some kind of near death experience.
Okay. Okay.
But that is basically what they said. But the drawbacks also they said that this study was done only on few comatose patients.
Okay.
And most of the time, comatose patients in this kind of situations will die.
Okay.
But the people who usually talk about near-death
Survive.
experience, they usually survive near-death experiences. They are mostly cardiac patients, cardiac arrest, right? So it's not
Okay.
comatose. So people who are in
Okay.
cardiac arrest, they are technically dead.
Yes. Yes.
So, but that kind of experience and comatose experience are not similar.
Okay.
So the brain activity of a comatose patient and a brain activity of a cardiac arrest patient is not similar, or at least that is what they're saying. And so
Okay.
they have not studied the brain activity of actual cardiac arrest patients who or people who have near-death experiences and have come back.
Okay.
This is like what is the term? They're they're making a reference from a very small study that
Okay.
since there is some brain activity as people are dying, most likely this
Hmm.
could be some reason of why near-death experiences happen.
Okay. So in essence, they are uh, comparing this high brain activity just before death to this seeing light
Yeah, seeing light or any kind of whatever they experience as they're dying.
experiences. Okay. So one thing is that there are some scientists which say that this kind of correlation, they're just some people compare this correlation to causation. Which
Yeah,
says that just because something is suppose this you can this why there are some brain activities. So it doesn't necessarily mean that that brain activity is causing that thing.
right.
Or maybe I'm not
Like,
able to explain it.
but they will say
Okay.
this line. Let me show you. I've highlighted this line again. Can you see?
Yes.
They're saying this was took place in this whatever this junction where which is linked to vision and hearing.
Uh,
So as they're
okay.
dying, the neurons or whatever is linked to vision and hearing is more active.
Okay.
So when if for some reason you survive near that experience, you will feel that you saw something or you heard something. Maybe, but basically, what they're saying is that your neuron was for some reason very active during that time.
Okay.
That is all I understood.
That is what. There is another. Yes. That is what this group of scientists are saying. So there are some other scientists that I've heard that which say that they should see it in a reverse way. The thing is that because you're seeing those kind of things, that is why your brain
Yeah, yeah, this was the
activity is yes, those parts are lighting up.
Yeah.
So that is how you can say it like that.
It only uncovers the actual
It,
activity, but it does not uncover why these activities happen.
yes, it shows the mechanism, but
Yeah,
not how it is happening. I mean, why it is happening.
yeah.
Yes, that is the thing. But I think so. These are means steps in the right direction. Means you need to know means step by step things will uncover. So at least this is known, that at least the I would say the mechanism is known.
This article also mentions like this is the most extensive for like kind of only study done to actually understand near death experience only. It's not like a side result of other experiment. Their
Okay.
experiment was itself done to find out why. So maybe previously they never really did any experiments to find out about near death experience and near death experiences.
I think there might be studies, but maybe
So,
I think
but,
they might have linked the actual research paper here somewhere or in this article reported about this near death experience.
much details, but it might be there.
Can
Hello.
you repeat? I didn't hear. Yes.
So basically, I was saying this
Can
article
you?
does not mention all of those things in details. It might be there.
Yes. As means in the article, there are some hyperlinks that might point to the actual research paper.
There are some openings. Maybe there are.
Yes.
There might be some.
So, okay. So I think we only have 1 minute 50 seconds left. So have you heard of this YouTube channel named Kurt Jai Mongol?
What?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Kurt
hear
Jai
it.
Mongol. Yes. Have you heard of this
I
YouTube
don't think.
channel name?
I don't think so. I've heard of that. What is it about?
So it is mainly about like theories of everything, the theory of exploring consciousness, all of those things, in a scientific way. And he interviews a lot of scientists and physicists and a lot of neuroscientists, those kind of things. So this kind of the topic that you mentioned, he talks a lot. Most of his guests and his topic of discussion are revolves around consciousness and all of those things. So that is why I mentioned. So maybe sometime in some other discussions we can talk about some of these topics about this
Yeah.
consciousness and all these things.
Yeah.
So I think so. I don't have any more topics to discuss
It's almost
today.
over now.
Okay. I think so. Okay.
Stop the recording.
Yes, you can stop the recording.